commission's bank accounts. That was what you said. And so that if you are making losses, then...
Okay, so this was impacted by the impairment loss. That is
what caused that huge impairment, please?
Okay, so these are receivables that we expect to get from our utilities, the public utilities, which they are not paying, and somewhere over 5 years. So we realized that the carrying amount was not equal to the recovery amount, so we had to impair it. But we are making steps in collecting this fund.
Auditors, can they just impair amounts, debts or owings because they have realized that there's no way they can retrieve them? Can they just get up and hit their accounts with that?
Honorable Chair, they will need approval from Parliament. It's only Parliament that can write off government debts.
So then you have to reinstate it and follow due process. Or the Energy Fund, in the Act, it says you on your own can go ahead and impair. Is this not public funds?
Yes.
It's public funds.
Yes.
Chair, is this public funds,
yes,
please?
It is, please.
If it's public funds, then there's a process for impairing these things. Other statutory bodies have come the same way. They follow through the process and they have written off some of these impaired amounts from their books. So on your own, you cannot write to just charge it to your account, but you have to follow due process. That's why I confirmed with the auditors. You are shaking your head. Maybe that is not it. So please share with us what you think.
Sorry, Chair. This wasn't a write-off. It's an impairment. It's just a provision for you to work on and recover. So the auditors themselves did additional impairment for us. After we did a minor impairment, they increased it. So this is just a provision to help you recover the funds, but not a complete write-off of the amount.
So that if tomorrow they pay, will you reinstate that part that has been paid?
Yes, please. It comes back into the financial statement as a recovery.
Yeah, but then why is it? Yes. Why? But then it shouldn't be here, or? Yes. Because this is not actual. You are saying that it's a provision.
Yes.
So then why should it be under? Yes.
The debit takes the expense and the credit reduces the receivable amount.
Yes, and I'm asking, auditors, why is it under expenditure then?
Honorable Chair, in terms of the treatment, if we are looking at it as provision, then the debit and credit aspect, we have to, the income and expenditure would have to be debited to reduce the income for the year. And then when you go to for the statement of financial position, it will reduce the receivable. So you will have it under liabilities. But when you do the final analysis, it will reduce the receivable. So when you hit the provision against the receivable figure, the amount will come down. So as and when the debts are collected, then the provision will be reducing.
Unfortunately for us, you did not indicate the liabilities in the financial position. So, but if you have your statements of account, if you can show us where this is, we'll be very grateful.
Chair, the liability was netted off the trade receivables. So if you see our current assets, you realize it has reduced.
But your current assets reduced by 10 million. And what we are talking about is 18.9 million.
Yes. So that will be a net movement, not the 10 representing the impairment.
Auditors, I'm not comfortable with this treatment, and I will plead with you to go back and look at their accounts again and let us know the details in their current account, their current liabilities, and the treatment of that impairment as well. Because I'm not comfortable with the explanation and the treatment that we have in the book. Thank you.
All right, Honorable Chair, noted.
So, Energy Fund, which is serving as a bank, is in arrears. What is the position now of Energy Fund?
We are in a positive position now.
You are in positive
Yes,
position?
please.
So now I can take a deep breath, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Go ahead with Energy.
You are in a reset position now.
Thank you. Looking at your financial position on table 34, your revenue went up to 53.8%, but your total expenditure is 78.8%. Why? Can you throw more light on that for us?
Okay, Chair. We had an impact on impairment as well in the Energy Commission, which is 27.3 million. So if you check the compensation, it's around 51%, and then the goods and service is around 17.4%.
Okay, so looking at your financial position, look at your assets, and then 2023, your asset is up by 19.1%. What accounted for that?
Okay, so if you look at non-current assets, it increased by 436%. This is mainly due to some investments that were done for long-term, some long-term investments. And then we also procured CAPEX, about 11.7 million from there. That increased the asset position, coupled with increase in the cash balance.
So you claim you make investment. Investment in what?
In fixed deposits. That reflects in our other income of 9.7 million.
Current ratio, when you look at 2022, is 35.01. And then when you look at 2023, is 9.5.1. You're looking at your ratio. Looking at the two ratios in terms of liabilities, how will you recover?
Okay, so the current asset had a dip of about 59%, which is mainly from the earlier explanations. So that had an impact on our current ratio. So going forward, we will not be having such issues as our current asset is quite strong now.
So you promise the committee that it won't happen again?
We'll try our best to ensure that.
Because we are going to take this note down, and then next year we are going to match you with what you say. So be truthful. You have sworn an oath. So be truthful to the committee.
Okay, your management issue is on paragraph 374, and Honorable Akwesi Konadu will take care of that, please.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, this has to do with some unresolved issues with their bank reconciliations. they told the auditors that they do reconciliation of the accounts on monthly basis. But this is a 2024 account. But the auditors observed that somewhere in 2022, you had some issues with some of your customers paying or remitting monies to you into wrong accounts. Instead of putting it into the electrical wiring account, it went into the energy fund account. They recommended that a reversal of this should be made, and subsequently you do proper reconciliation of these accounts. Has that been done?
Yes, please. It's been resolved.
The issue with it is that I'll verify that with the auditors, but the point is, once the customers pay into the wrong account, how then do you monitor the payments that they ought to do to you? Because if I'm supposed to pay to you, and I pay to Mr. X instead of Mr. Y, I have not paid to you, so you still demand that I owe you. How would you know that I've paid if it went into the wrong account? And how do you chase your receivables with such unreconciled accounts that you do have?
Chair, we do reconciliation at the end of every month where this comes up, and then we try to resolve it promptly.
And kindly try and do it promptly, because that is from 2022 to 2024. It should not exist. Otherwise, you would have imbalances in the account and improper receivables. Auditors, can you please confirm that if this reversal has been made?
Yes, Honorable Chair, an amount of 120,378 has been transferred into the energy fund account as at 24th June 2025. 24, okay.
All right.
Honorable Chair, 2024. 24th June 2024. So, thank you.
Okay. Now, do we have Unified Petroleum Price Fund? Is that you guys?
That's NPA.
The NPA.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. National Electrification Scheme. Ministry of what? But that's you. You've appeared before us on this one? No, not on this one.
No, the ministry has appeared before the... Okay, but then we have not received an invitation on this.
Minister, sorry, an invitation has been sent. There are two reports we are looking at. The first one was the public accounts on ministries, departments, and agencies. And this one is public accounts on public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions. So some of the boards or public institutions fall under both. But we sent a letter from the Secretariat asking that the National Electrification Scheme attend upon the committee. There is a letter to that effect, Minister.
Okay, so, Honorable Chair, actually that fund, informed, has to be responded by the Minister of Finance. However, once you've written to us, we'll look and then appear before the committee with the needed information.
Did you say National Electrification Scheme should be responded to by?
The fund is controlled by the Minister of Finance.
No, we are talking
Yes.
about not the UPF, UPP, no. We are talking about the National Electrification Scheme.
So, Honorable Chair, the invitation that we had was for the agency. The ministry, should be responded by the ministry. We haven't had it, but once you've indicated that it's been sent to us, we'll look at it and then appear before you in another date. Because I didn't get that invitation.
Can you send Minister a copy of the letter?
Because the invitations I have, it didn't include a National Electrification Scheme.
For the meantime, in the meantime, is Ghana Atomic Energy Commission here? Oh, it's under environment. Okay, Minister, we'll call ECG.
Thank you.
ECG also. Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. My name is Sia Frempong, Director of Materials and Transport.
Madam Chairperson, my name is Eli Atakwa, Acting Director Procurement.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Honorable Chair. My name is Ben Dankwa, Director Legal.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. My name is Ebenezer Gani, Acting Director Operations.
Good afternoon. My name is Mo Sisokli, Acting Director of Finance.
Honorable Chair, my name is Kwajo Ayensu Obin, Deputy MD, Engineering and Operations.
I'm Kwame Bapana, Acting Managing Director.
Honorable Chair, my name is David Weria Samoa, Deputy Managing Director, Commercial Services.
Honorable Chair, my name is Belinda Yabua Jamina, Director, Customer Service. Thank you.
That's Almighty ECG. Honorable Abuna Osea will handle the finances with you.
Thank you very much. ECG would like to know what constitutes your internally generated funds, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Basically, ECG is in the business of buying electricity and selling it to customers. So our major source of revenue is from the sale of electricity. We have other sources like sales of forms. Those are very, very, very small, but largely our source of revenue is from the sale of electricity.
So then it should read revenue and not internally generated funds, because you mentioned other things in addition to.
All right.
Yes. And then I also see government grants. But I want you to help me here. When you look at your income and expenditure, I see net exchange loss. Is it 8.3 billion or 8.3 million?
Yeah, that's correct. 8.3 billion.
Net exchange loss.
Yes.
What is that, please? Can you break it down for us?
Oh, thank you. So this is exchange loss on independent power producers' balances, the amount we owe them. The second one is on
No, I asked for the net exchange loss, which is 8.3 billion. Give me the explanation on that, please.
Madam Chair, we sell electricity at a price approved by the PURC. And in setting the price, PURC uses a certain exchange rate.
Okay.
But when we buy the power to pay for it, we use the market exchange rate. And there is usually...
When you buy the power, you use the market exchange rate.
Yes, because
the power is generated in Ghana.
In Ghana.
And is denominated in USD.
The power is generated in Ghana, but the contract is in USD.
Which contract is in USD, please?
All the power we buy from the IPPs, so known as Sogli, Sun Power, even Bui Power is in US dollars.
It's in USD.
It's only VRA, which is not in US dollars.
So, based on the directive the minister gave this afternoon, are you going to look at it? Because the Minister of Finance this afternoon just made gave a directive that we should price everything in Ghana cedi, so that if our local power producers are charging in USD and causing us to realize a net exchange loss of 8.3 billion Ghana cedis, which is even more than the government grants of 6.6 billion Ghana cedis that government gave to you to pay the IPPs. I still don't get it.
Madam Chair, these are existing contracts signed between 2012 and 2016. The new directive, we will have to explore with our lawyers whether it has retroactive effect and whether the IPPs are willing to price in US dollars.
Not retroactive effects, because we all know that that cannot be done. But I am drawing your attention to a statement the finance minister made today. And that is what I'm telling you. But I still stand by that. I don't understand how come the government grants that they give to you, that they gave to you in 2023 to pay your IPPs was 6.6 billion. And yet you incurred net exchange losses of 8.3 billion. How is that? Just help us. You see, break it down for the average Ghanaian to really understand. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Madam Chair, unfortunately, that's the reality. Yeah. We buy the power in US dollars. Mm-hmm. We collect the money in Ghana cedis. We must change from Ghana cedis to US dollars to pay for it. The price is fixed, and the price assumes a certain exchange rate. But when we go to the market to buy, to pay for the power, the exchange rate is different. And that's where the loss is coming from. Okay. And it is the reality.
That is the reality. Auditors, I think you should help us also here. Look at the reality of 8.3 billion in net exchange losses alone. Maybe we should drill down and see how best we can look at this to avoid such a huge occurrence, because clearly in 2023, it is more than what government even gave you.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Maybe I should
sir.
add that in 2023 and 2024, we had a lot of volatility in the exchange rate. This year, from May, the CD appreciated, and we had gains. So I want to put that on record.
So this year, you're telling us that we will not see a net exchange loss, a huge net exchange loss. But all I'm saying is that I understand what you are saying. But I'm also asking that we look into this, because we end up, government gives you 6.6 billion to help you pay your IPPs, and you end up, in addition to the 6.6 billion, also incurring a net exchange loss of 8.3. We are not saying it is anybody's fault. All we're saying is that we should look into it further. And then also, when you come to the finance costs, is it 535 million Ghana cedis? Can you confirm, please?
Yes, Madam Chairperson.
535 million. What kind of transactions go into your finance costs, please?
So we have subsidiary loans on lent by the Ministry of Finance to ECG. And then we also have commercial loans that ECG contracted on its balance sheet. So the two made this number of 535.
You are saying that the finance cost has to do with payment of loans?
Yes, the accrued interest payable, or the interest payable for the year, is this amount.
535.
Yes, yes.
Your finance cost, you are saying, is your loans, your accrued interest and loans?
Yes, yes.
Is it, I know you have the accounts there. Can you give me a breakdown? I'm just wondering that ECG would pay 535 million Ghana cedis in finance costs for a year. You will be laughing and shaking your head, but that is so much money for me. So that is why I want a breakdown of that. Yes.
So Madam Chairperson, it's indicated in the notes that interest on long-term borrowings is this much.
Sir, please, we don't have the notes. We only have the summarized financial performance and position. So that's why I'm asking you to help us.
So I can go through the loan schedule.
Just give us one or two highlights that are close to the 535 million Ghana cedis.
All right, so Madam Chairperson, we have loans such as IDA 2467, and this is the loan reference number. The interest payable is 17 million. Then IDA 4356, interest payable is 35.7 million.
Okay.
Then you go to the next big one, which is...
So how many of these loans do you have in that category? Say, I'm looking at an average of, from what you have mentioned, say 25 million for how many number of loans?
Just come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 21.
21 loans.
21 loans.
Yes.
On ECG books.
Yes.
I see. And then I look at your administrative expenses. What is your staff strength, please?
7,000.
Madam Chair, it's 7,800.
7,800. So what constitutes your administrative expenses?
Okay, so our overhead cost is part of administrative expense.
Sir, I want a breakdown. I know your overhead cost is part. So give me 3-4 components that constitute the 1.6 billion that we are talking about here.
Okay, so I think the biggest one will be the salaries of administrative and overhead staff.
And that comes under administrative expenses.
Yes, the salaries of overhead and administrative.
No, there are 3 different expenses here. You have the direct cost, which is 22.7 billion. I haven't come to that one. And then there's a distribution cost of 613 million Ghana cedis. And then the last one is administrative expenses of 1.6 billion. So where does your staff costs come in here? Which category does it fall under, please?
So staff cost is allocated to the expense category in which it falls. So if you take operations, the staff under operations, the cost of staff under operation is part of the operations cost. And so is the distribution cost. So the administrative cost
is for staff under the administrative
and
department, overheads.
Yes.
ECG, well, you said 7,800.
Yes.
7,800, and it's close to about 25 billion in cost. I'm looking at government with 650,000 workers doing roughly 45 billion. And then 7,800. All right. I know it includes other things, but we are just looking at the quantum of staff that you have and that of government and just comparing.
So
I'm saying that because of the losses that I'm seeing here, and that's why your expense in terms of the direct costs. What constitutes direct costs?
So direct cost is actually power purchase cost, which is the first line item in the notes. Then we have transmission cost.
That's the distribution expenses.
The transmission cost, okay. Yeah. Then we also have ECG's direct costs such as operations and maintenance of its network. That also forms part of our direct cost. So these 3 categories constitute what we state as direct cost.
And then when it comes to your financial position, the complaint was that of direct cost and exchange losses. How much, what goes into your direct cost? You said direct cost is power generation, power purchase. So roughly in a month, how much do you spend on power purchase? Just give us an idea. Yes, Mr.
Madam Chair, it's about $135 million a month.
135 million USD in a month. I also, I have seen that in your financial position, your non-current assets went up from 32.7 to 47 billion. Can you give us details on that?
So, Madam Chairperson, this is largely due to the depreciation of the cedi. As my MD said, our balances, the amount we owe power producers is in USD. And so when the dollar moves without any activity, you will see a very huge increase in our payables. And that accounts for, that's the biggest driver in that category.
Okay, I see the revaluation, surplus revaluation here. Okay. And then your current liabilities also increased from 29 to 46.
Madam,
can you share with us your current liabilities?
That's what I just explained. That the balances of IPPs are kept in USD.
Okay.
And so anytime the CD depreciates against the USD at the end of the year, when you translate it, you will see a very huge increase.
No, the first one was your non-current assets. I didn't, yes. I said your non-current assets increased from 32 to 47 billion. Can you explain why?
Okay.
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, I think I didn't hear the first one. So that has to do with our receivables. Now, during the year, our receivables increased because there was also tariff increase through the automatic tariff adjustment. So that was one reason why our receivables increased during the period.
And that increase also saw an increase in your expenditure. That's okay. But as they say, you are where you are. You haven't, changed in any way. You haven't improved on your current ratio. It was 0.03 to 1 in 2022, and it's the same story in 2023. ECG, with this huge net exchange losses, with this huge loss, the actual P&L loss, what can you do to improve on your current ratio? Because at least you should be, with this huge amount of money sitting in your books, you should be able to cover your short-term liabilities. What are you doing moving forward to see to it that at least you inch up, you make some progress in your current ratio?
So, Madam Chairperson, our biggest challenge is the tariff. Our business is completely regulated, and so the price we charge customers is determined by the PURC. On the other hand, the price that we buy power is also approved by the PURC. So, for instance, during the year under review, the regulator has approved that ECG will purchase power. The cost of power purchase approved is 1 CD 3 pesos. But at the end of the year, the price per unit that we purchased was 126 pesos, or 1 CD 26 pesos. What this means is that that difference did not pass through the tariff for anyone to pay. And since ECG has the PPAs, we accrue the cost of power purchase in our books. So that has been one of our biggest challenge. And thankfully, this year is a major tariff. We have presented our tariff proposal, which shows a pass-through cost or a full pass-through cost, so that whatever we purchase will pass through the tariff to customers. That way, we will be able to reduce our losses. So that's one of our biggest challenges.
Thank you very much. But I understand what you have said. But then when you look at the infractions that you have been cited for, after going through, someone listening or watching will say, ECG does not need tariff increment, but rather efficient management of the resources that they have.
Good.
That is what someone will say after the Auditor General. someone or the ordinary citizen will say that if all these funds are managed efficiently, we would not have to increase tariff like it is being increased now. So maybe we should take note of that. But then lastly, I want to advise the CEO, is there nothing we can do to stop this huge exchange rate losses, as in agreeing with your bankers that consistently you transfer monies to the IPP, so that when you have some amount of money in your accounts and the rates are favorable, you can buy and hold till you are ready for payment. Because it's worrying that we see the 8.3 billion exchange rate loss, irrespective of the shifts in this. You can still manage it in a way that I believe will help reduce it. And so I know you are doing it, but maybe I know if you are not doing it, then please go ahead but if you are doing it too, then please negotiate properly, because any bank would love to have you as a customer looking at the huge amounts of monies that you generate in a year. I mean, I think I'm done with my accounts.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to management issues. And head office, expenditure in excess of approved budget. It's extremely worrying. Now, before I refer you to the Attorney General for prosecution, let's go through some of these items. There were 13 items in your budget that you exceeded without any approval of the board. So let's go through these. You said you have foreign training of 31 million, but you spent 91 million. Why? And who approved that?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. We will not try to justify the infractions. We accept that we overstepped our boundaries. I think the most important thing is that we have put in place measures to control expenditure, to make sure that we stay within the budget.
You are the CEO, right?
Yes, sir.
This happened in 2023.
Yes.
This happened in 2023. And just like Honorable Abnao Siasari said, it's the way that you guys spend money at ECG. Another one, you said cleaning expenses. 2.8 million, that was your budget. But ECG spent 10.4. How many suits did you clean for that? Now, honorarium expenses, 3.8, but you spent 4.6. Hotel expenses, 9.3 million was your budget, but you spent 12.2. Staff fuel. Hey, did they drive around the world? Budget was 2.8, and you spent 3.6 million. Communication expenses, ECG. Their budget was 4.2, but you spent 7.9 million. Consultancy, budget was 40 million, but you spent 58.6 million. All these you did it on your own without even board approval. Industrial relations, your budget was 2 million, but you spent 13 million. Stakeholders' expenses, your budget was 3.1 million, and you spent 49 million. And you want to increase our tariffs. Publicity, your budget was 5.7, and you spent 21.8 million. Professional fees and subscription. You are supposed to spend 731,000 cedis, and you spent 1.5 million. Overseas travel expenses. You are supposed to spend 14 million, and you spent 29.8 million. Call center expenses. You are supposed to spend 23.5 million, you spent 29.3 million. So budget approval was for 144 million, you spent 333 million. That's excess of 189.2 million. This shows financial indiscipline. And the recommendation over here is that sanctions under Section 96 of the Public Financial Management Act 216, Act 921, should be applied to the officers involved. We also urge management to efficiently monitor and control the company's expenses. CEO, those managers who were involved, I'm recommending that they need to face the Attorney General for prosecution. It's just simple and short. You spend all this and you want to come and increase our tariffs. You yati. Now let's go to the next one. This is an unremitted withholding tax of 70.9 million. What has happened to this amount? By the way, auditors, note about sending them for prosecution, and clerk, keep us informed on it also. What about withholding tax of 70 million?
Madam Chairperson, subsequent to the audit finding, ECG has paid in 5 installments 35,934,131.49 of the amount not remitted.
Sir, what is the law on withholding of taxes? What is the law? When you withhold taxes, how long should you have in your account before you pay to Ghana Revenue Authority?
I think 14 days.
14 days?
Yes.
And now we have 70.9 million. You say, how much have you paid?
35.9 million.
I think this is another one for Attorney General to deal with you. So, clerk, and then our auditors, let's make sure they face the Attorney General on that one. Let's move on to the next one, please. Paragraph 158.
He said,
Honorable Enim, you may want to take paragraph 158.
Thank you, Chair. So this infraction has to do with underpayments of revenue collected to SOEs and IPPs to the tune of 1,292,171,000. So the auditors reviewed the cash waterfall mechanism report and noted that ECG declared total revenue of 8,637,759,000, but paid only 7,345,588,000 to the various state-owned enterprises and independent power producing companies, leaving a balance of 1,292,171,000 292,171 undisbursed. So the auditors recommended to management to desist from this practice and ensure that revenue collected are distributed equitably based on the revised cash waterfall mechanism model. And they also further recommended that the head of ECG should be held liable for the remaining balance of 1,292,000,000. MD, can you tell us what has happened to the situation? What has happened to the amount? What has happened to the officer in question?
Madam Chair, I can say that from February 2025, ECG has not withheld a parcel out of the allocation from the cash waterfall. We have paid all, so, okay. Madam Chair, I can say that from February this year, when I took over, we have paid every parcel we collected into the collection account, and the cash waterfall mechanism committee allocates the funds. The allocation is approved by the Energy Security Committee, chaired by the Chief of Staff, and we have paid all the allocations made to each entity. So we have complied fully with the cash waterfall mechanism. Okay.
That's the first aspect of the recommendation. The second aspect, what has happened to the 1.2 billion?
We're still carrying that as debt, outstanding debt.
You seek the guidance.
Okay.
MD, I think I will leave it with Chair to give his ruling, because 1.2 billion is such a huge 1.29, almost 1.3 billion. So, Chair, we are in your hands.
What happened to this amount? This 1.29 billion, what happened to that amount?
Madam Chair, ECG used it, but we're not saying that withholding it is justified, but ECG used it.
Use it for what? Wasn't that supposed to be shared with the SOEs and IPPs?
Madam Chair, the power we buy, if ECG were operating 100% efficient, no losses, the power we buy is still higher than our revenue. The cost of the power is still higher than our revenue. So I can say that even now that we are complying with the cash waterfall mechanism, we are not able to pay for the full cost of the power.
I can understand that. Yeah. That you are buying ECG higher than you are selling to us. I can understand that. But if you should use the resources for anything other than what the law stipulates, do you just do it on your own, or you ask for permission?
That's exactly why we have decided full compliance with the cash waterfall mechanism. So the decision is not made by ECG whether to pay or not to pay. We are complying.
So, respectfully, can you tell us what the 1.292 billion was spent on? Because you said ECG used it. So can you tell us exactly what the 1.292 billion was spent on?
Madam Chair, some of them were used to pay our contractors. Some of them were used to pay for liquid fuel, buying liquid fuel for generation, and other creditors.
Buying liquid fuel for generation?
For power generation.
But I know Ministry of Finance was also paying for liquid fuel for power generation.
Not always. ECG pays sometimes.
Yes, but Ministry of Finance also paid some.
Yes.
And so when you are saying you used parts to buy fuel, you used parts to also do, you said something?
Pay contractors.
Pay contractors. Contractors that were on your procurement plan for the particular year?
Yes, madam.
So then if you have contractors that you had to pay in a particular year and you didn't have funds, you are saying, you are confirming to all and sundry that the contractors you paid were on your procurement plan for the year 2023, yet you did not have money. But what does the law say? That you don't spend monies that you don't have. So that if you are supposed to pay contractors, as you claim that they were on your procurement plan for the year 2023, and you did not have money, why did you dip your hand into the cash waterfall mechanism that is specifically supposed to be used to pay the IPPs and other firms in that space, and then you used it to pay contractors? Clearly, you have flouted the law.
Yes,
so,
madam.
when the auditors came, why did you not show them all the expenditure you had made on the 1.29 billion? Because the auditors are saying that they did not have a view of that. And so we should find out from management.
Madam Chair, we did. We provided the supporting evidence to them.
Auditors,
Subsequent to the audit.
subsequent to the audit, and not when they were there. So auditors, can you confirm whether some were used to pay contractors, some were used to pay for liquid fuel, and the other items that has been mentioned here?
Yes, Honorable Chair, when you look at their response, they indicated what they used the amount for, and they subsequently provided supporting documents to that effect.
Thank you, but it is still a breach. Mr. CEO, you agree with me? So that
Yes.
is why I say painfully that looking at all the infractions that you have been cited here for and the quantum of money involved, if we should manage the resources we have efficiently, I don't think that we should look at tariff increments per the quarterly arrangements that you have put in place. You can shake your head, but the citizens of Ghana are also saying that look at the quantum involved. If we use these monies efficiently, we can adjust and help support the difference in what you buy and how much we pay for. But quarterly increments of tariffs with all these infractions, something doesn't sit well. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, thank you so much. In terms of the quarterly increment, it is not necessarily quarterly increment. There is always a review based on the, even with the IMF agreement, a review. So a review can always, a review should be either up, down, or what it is. So I think that is what we are currently sticking to. So it's not like on a quarterly basis, automatically we have to increase. So that is what, but
Minister,
I think that
only
with
time
the,
will tell.
no, but I think with what you are, the inefficiencies that has been pointed out now, it is something that we have to look at it critically and try to avoid it, or as much as possible, we should avoid it. Currently, we, in terms of the ministry, for instance, quarterly or on a monthly basis, the cash waterfall, for instance, the minister always wants to ensures that not even a cedi is retained by ECG. And I think if we should carry on with this, most of the inefficiencies that we have actually been pointed out to us will not be repeated. And when we do it said this way, there will be a quarterly review, and we may even see prices going down or tariff going down. I said we may. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. The next infraction is on paragraph 168, and Honorable. It's on paragraph 163, and Honorable Abena Osaya Sir will take care of that one.
Thank you. There's an under-declaration of revenue collected. According to the audit service, you collected a revenue of 11.59 billion Ghana cedis, and you declared 8.637 billion Ghana cedis. There's a difference of 2.95 billion Ghana cedis that you failed to declare. So you see what I'm talking about. See you. A difference of 2.953 billion that was not declared, even though that was collected. And per regulations, 47 of the PFM regulations, you have fallen foul of the law by failing to disclose. Please tell us the current status of this undeclared amount of 2.9 billion Ghana cedis.
Madam Chair, we have tried to respond to that. We underdeclared, and we don't justify that. We have corrected that action. Okay, so right now, all our collections are transparent. In fact, Madam Chair, all my collections go into an account that is monitored by the CEO of PURC and the Minister for Energy and Green Transition. So there's no way we can hide our collections anymore.
So, CEO, the underdeclared revenue of almost 3 billion and the underpaid revenue of almost 1.3 billion, that alone gives us 4.3 billion Ghana cedis. 4.3 billion Ghana cedis. Minister, I pray and hope that moving forward, as you said, the right thing is being done. But that notwithstanding, the 2.9 billion, what was it used for? And whatever it was used for, have you shown it to the auditors, and have the auditors cleared you of this infraction, the 2.9, almost 3 billion Ghana cedis that was not paid?
We have provided evidence to the auditors what it was used for. Most of it is for projects, for loss reduction, and also, again, for fuel and meters, energy meters we bought. So that's what it was used for.
You said most of them were for projects.
For projects.
What kind of projects, please?
Building substations and also buying meters to install to replace obsolete ones.
All these were in your procurement plans for 2023?
Madam, we exceeded the procurement plan.
Chairman, for this sitting, I'll need you to rule on this before we move to the next one. Thank you.
It's a procurement violation. And even though the auditors did not recommend any sanctions, you're already going to see the Attorney General. So we'll add this one to it. So those officers involved, they will have 3 cases to deal with the Attorney General on it. Thank you very much, ECG. The next infraction is on paragraph 168. And Honorable Gape will take care of that one, please. It's on part payment of procurement without a written contract agreement. Those that I'm recommending to me, the Attorney General, it is not the office, it's the officers who were involved at that time of the audit. So they are the ones who are going to meet the Attorney General, not the current ones sitting out here who haven't done anything wrong.
Thank you very much. This infraction.
I'm sorry? The CFO. No, those people who were there at that time of the audit. Oh, if they are here, oh, then they will be part of it. They will see the Attorney General. You see, those people who are involved, when the Attorney General writes to them, they will go. Don't worry.
Yeah, this infraction refers to part payment of procurement without written contract agreement. The cost is about 75 million Ghana cedis. What is the status with regards to this?
Madam Chair, the contract has been signed. It was signed in March of 2024.
It was signed
in March of 2024.
That was after the audit.
The audit that was before the audit, but the audit was from January 2023 to December 2023. So at the time, there was no contract when the payment was made.
In the first place, why will you even make a payment without even contract? There is no contract.
Let me make it easy. This is a procurement violation, and it's under Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act 2003 as 663 as amended. The recommendation is for us to sanction you. So ECG, those who are involved, signing, paying 75 million Ghana cedis without a contract, you are going to meet the Attorney General. So, clerk, have it out there. This is 4 infractions that they're going to meet the Attorney General. Thank you. Let's move to the next one, please. And it's paragraph 175. Honorable Akwesi Kwenedu will take care of that one.
Chairman, thank you very much. This infraction has to do with a single source procurement that ECG made. They made that with the argument or the excuse that their state-owned enterprise converted into a company and therefore not subject to the PPA regulations and procurement process. That's what you told the auditors per the audit report that we have in front of us. But the auditors disagreed with you and said once you take tariff sanctioned by the state as IGF, it becomes state funds, and therefore you must be subject to the PPA arrangement in terms of procurement. And even with that, your own manual for procurement talks about competitive tendering and selection. To them, you did not go by any of these, and you went ahead and single-sourced a procurement service. And they recommend, Chairman, Section 92, because it's a procurement infraction, and therefore I'll revert to you to be part of the infractions as so directed to the Auditor General, Attorney General.
So this was a single source procurement to, what's the name, Haptel Limited. And you didn't go through the procurement processes. And the recommendation is that sanctions under Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663 as amended, should be applied to the officers involved. We also recommended that management should always adhere to the provisions in the Procurement Act stated above in all of these procurement activities. And again, auditors and clerk, you add this one to the issues they are going to answer to the Attorney General on it. This is a major violation, and those involved should face the law. Thank you very much. The next one is on paragraph 182, and Honorable Day will take care of it.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction, it's linked to two major things. First, source deduction of service fees done by Haptel for service rendered to ECG. And then the second one, also what we call project legacy costs inherited by ECG. Now, the issue has to do with Haptel company providing collection services for ECG. And in the year 2024, a total amount of 10.34 billion Ghana cedis was deemed to have been collected by Haptel, for which Haptel charged a fee of 148.9 million Ghana cedis. The issue is 2023, I'm sorry, Chair. Thanks for the correction. And this, the above condition is deemed to have affected the company's ability to independently verify the total revenue collected, because Haptel deducted the amount upfront before remitting what they have collected. And this commission charges, which was collected or deducted upfront, may affect transparency and accountability in revenue collection and reporting. Now, the auditors made two very significant recommendations. One, that management ensures that all revenue collections are deposited in gross into a designated bank account before payments of commissions are made to the service provider. Number two, the auditors also recommended that further management was urged to ensure that Haptel Limited sends monthly billings of fees charged on revenue collections before payments are made to the service provider. Now, this is to ensure that it provides an audit trail for revenue collections. My first question is, what is the status of implementation of this recommendation? Then let me just ask the second one so you put all together. The second one has to do with unjustified project legacy cost. In reviewing the account, it was realized that a total amount of 101.1 million Ghana cedis was deemed to be recorded on the books of ECG as legacy cost. And this arose from some unexplained costs that were recorded on the books of ECG. Now, this is what the recommendation, or this is the recommendation of the auditors. There was no, and I read in verbatim, we review the contract agreement between ECG and Haptel for provision of a digital payment platform service provided, dated 20th March, and noted that ECG was to pay Haptel a total amount of 101,105 or 101,105,243 Ghana cedis 98 pesos in respect of service fees for transactions processed from the 1st of November 2022 to the 31st of December 2023. However, management did not provide the basis of the amount owed and the details of the transactions from which the cost was derived. The above situation undermined transparency and could lead to payment for no work done and deprive the company the needed funds for other activities. The recommendation of the auditors, they recommended disallowance of the purported legacy debt of 101.1 million Ghana cedis. Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, these are the issues that ECG has to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What we call commission is not really commission, is the fee that ECG pays to Haptel for collecting, for the providing the payment platform for us to collect money. So customers want to buy electricity, they use their mobile money, and they pay us through the Haptel platform, and it comes to us. So the fee for providing the service is what we are calling commission. Truly, it's not that Haptel collects the money for us and then we pay a commission, or provide a service and we pay a commission. No, it's just the service fee. We have problems with working with this, with the directive, that it should be, they should settle as gross. And we have given this to our lawyers. In fact, we just engaged a lawyer to help us to review all our contracts, our major contracts. And Haptel contract is one of them, so that we can align all our contracts to applicable law. I said we've had problem because the PFM Act requires that we collect the money at gross, and that Haptel settles us at gross. For Haptel to settle us at gross, they will need to pay mobile money, the MOMO fee that MTN or Telecel will collect. Those who pay with Visa card, they will need to pay those people on our behalf and then give us an invoice. Then we pay them before they go and pay the mobile money companies and the card providers. So it means that we will have to pay additional. But the Payment Services Act, which was passed in 2019, that is regulated by the Bank of Ghana, allows them to deduct the money as source. So we want to reconcile this together with our auditors, and we have engaged a lawyer to help us to do this. We want to be compliant with the law, and we have started that process. In terms of the legacy costs, we have engaged Haptel to provide us with the evidence. We've been working on this for some time. We only received the documents from them, the data from them yesterday. We have not reviewed it yet, and to see that it is accurate. We have not done that yet. Mr. Chair, I want to confirm here that we have not paid Haptel for this service, and we will not pay until we have reviewed it and are satisfied that they have earned this money.
But, I mean, Haptel issue is something that I've already referred to the Attorney General. So your lawyers, our auditors over here, when we get to court, then you guys resolve all those things. You see, you did it as single source. Was the board involved in approving this thing?
Yes.
If the board was involved, they will also be in court to explain why they approved this single source thing. The board should be added to it. When the Attorney General gets it, they will call the board also. So, sir, this is out of our hands.
And
Just
Mr.
let's
Chair,
move
I
on.
just want to add that we have negotiated the rate, the fee that Haptel charges for us, and
Okay.
we have reduced that from 3% to 1.6%.
Okay,
we are
sir.
still working to see whether we can have further gains.
Sir, the simple thing is, let's do the right thing. Some of us, when we get into office, we feel so big that we want to do whatever we want. Forget about the law. And then when there's a problem, then we are caught with our shoes off. The next infraction is on paragraph 193, and Honorable Eleplem will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you please tell the committee and Ghanaians watching us how our taxpayers' money worth 5,144,246 was used to purchase 6,096 units of prepaid meters that have been abandoned. Meanwhile, new meters continue to be procured and issued under the loss reduction program. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, we started implementing the BXC project sometime in 2007, thereabout. The meters we installed those days, we needed to keep spares for replacement. So these meters were spares that were kept so that if any customer reported a faulty meter, we could go in and replace them. Over the period, technology has changed. So we've moved now to new and better meters. And let me also say that the prepaid meters, ECG didn't start using prepaid meters till 2005, thereabouts. So it was a new technology for us. Okay? So technology has moved on, and we are now using MMS meters. And those spares we kept, apparently we kept too many of them, so we have not used them. We have received a report. We commissioned an evaluation of the stock, and the conclusion is that they are obsolete and we should not use them, and we cannot use them.
Mr. Chair, can you bring the corporates to book because they have caused financial loss to the state? So if you can add their names to the Attorney General. Thank you.
So the 5.1 million Ghana cedis meters that you purchased is obsolete now.
Mr. Chair, it was not 5.1 that we purchased. We purchased a lot, and we installed a lot, the majority of them. These were spares, additional meters. So the value was much more than this, but they were used. And the
They were used.
5.1, yes, they were used.
Now, if these ones are obsolete, does it mean that the ones that you gave to customers are also obsolete?
Yes, and we are replacing them.
And you are replacing them?
Yes.
Would there be any cost to the customer?
No, when we replace an existing meter, we don't charge anything to the customer.
Sir, I wish you could have something called secret shoppers. I wish you could have something called secret shoppers. If you could disguise yourself to go to ECG and tell them you need a meter, you will find out whether they are charging them or not charging them. The next infraction is on paragraph 198, and Honorable Enim will take care of that one.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction is quite similar to the procurement breaches we've been looking at. So this had to do with payment of additional costs for items procured. And it's to the tune of $92,277 US. The auditors, in their review of some purchase orders, realized that ECG made a payment of $30,730,260 US to various local suppliers for items which could have been purchased or procured from the original manufacturers at a cost of $13,637,983 US. The interesting part of it is that when these items arrived, ECG themselves had to now pay for duties and demurrage after paying these monies to these local suppliers. And it's quite interesting. It's a tall list of local companies. And here the auditors try to do an analysis of how much it would have cost us if we had bought from the original source, whereas ECG decided to pay to these local contractors. And for some of them, Mr. Chair, it's quite interesting that for something that we could have purchased for just $643,000 US, we purchased from a local supplier for $2,073,000. That's the additional cost alone is $1,430,000. For another item which we could have purchased for $1.4 million, we purchased from a local supplier $3.7 million. Additional cost of $2,211,000, and a number of them. So the auditor's recommendation was in two folds. One, that going forward, ECG deals directly with these original manufacturers, and the second one is to apply the sanctions per Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act. ECG, first I would like to find out what you have done on the first recommendation, and two, steps you have taken on the second recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe that this happened because most of these things were sole sourced. And we have changed from that. We are applying the Public Procurement Act. We have started competitive procurement. I must say, though, that not every manufacturer of the materials and equipment we use is interested in supplying directly to us. We have suppliers here who reach out to them and take on the risk of doing business in Ghana. And so not everyone manufacturer wants to supply to us. The cure to that is competitive procurement. Now, when you advertise the opportunity, if the manufacturer is interested, they will participate in the bid. If a supplier wants to be a middleman and is interested, they will also participate in the bid. But at the end of the day, you get the best price out of the competition. And that's what we've decided to do. And if you've been monitoring the newspapers, we've advertised some of the opportunities in the newspapers. So it's competitive procurement using the Public Procurement Act.
Mr. MD, before maybe you go to the second, how you've dealt with the second recommendation, I want to understand something here. Do you know the rationale behind ECG themselves paying the duties and the demurrage for these items when we could have gone there ourselves to purchase? But now we give it to a local contractor who, in practice, should just deliver to ECG office. But now we pay duty and demurrage on these same items. And can you also tell the committee how much duty was paid for all these items?
Mr. Chair, when you procure items, the price you pay depends on the risk that you are passing on to the supplier or the manufacturer. So the price is a measure of risk allocation. And when you are importing goods, you have the Incoterms that define how much risk is passed on to the supplier, and therefore what the responsibility of the supplier is. When the more risk you pass on, the higher the price. So ECG, because we are big and we import a lot of things, we have a shipping department that is licensed to clear goods. So we can do that ourselves because we are big and we import a lot of things. So we try to reduce the price by taking on some of the responsibilities. Okay.
MD, I want you to stop there. So we are looking at the risk in ECG procuring directly from the original suppliers as against us procuring from a local manufacturer. But here we are looking at the additional cost. Can we say that 1,430,400,000, which was an additional cost per one of the orders, was the risk we're paying for? And then we now go ahead and pay for duty and demurrage on these same items. So if we are looking at cost basis, something we could have gotten 643,000, we decide to buy at 2,073,000, and we still go ahead and pay duties, clear them, and this is still a cost-effective way of procuring items.
Mr. Chair, I did not justify the price. I tried to explain why sometimes we choose to clear the goods ourselves. But the price matter, I dealt with it in terms of competitive procurement. Okay.
Thank you, MD. So, MD, my last question would be, how have you dealt with these officers that were involved per Section 92 of the Procurement Act?
Mr. Chair, most of the officers are no longer with us, so we would depend on your guidance here.
Okay, Chair, I think we are in your hands now.
Thank you very much, sir. If you read paragraph 201 of this offense, the auditors are saying that the above situation resulted in a loss of 17 million US dollars, which could have been used to offset power producers' liability under the cash waterfall mechanism. The 17 million was excess that we paid. Now, the auditor's recommendation, we recommend to management of ECG to deal directly with the original manufacturers, local and foreign, and desist from splitting procurement orders to local suppliers to safeguard the financial resources of the state. We further recommended that the officers whose actions or inactions cause the infraction should be sanctioned in accordance with Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act. Now, I have a copy of the Public Procurement Act. So the offenses relating to procurement. 1, any person who contravenes any provision of this act commits an offense, and where no provided for the offense, the person is liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding 1,000 penalty units, or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years, or both. Auditors, what is a penalty unit? How much is a penalty unit? I think probably.
I think the last time I checked, I have to be sure, but I think it was 12 cities.
12
So when you
cities.
multiply it.
Okay. So okay, thank you very much. So 1,000 penalty unit. 2, the following shall also constitute offenses under this act: entering or attempting to enter into a conclusive agreement, whether enforceable or not, with any other supplier or contractor where the prices quoted in their respective tenders, proposals, or quotations are or would be higher than would have been the case, has there not been collusion between the persons concerned? B, directly or indirectly influencing in any manner or attempting to influence in any manner the procurement process to obtain an unfair advantage in the award of the procurement contract. C, altering any procurement document with intent to influence the outcome of a tender process, and this includes but is not limited to A, forged arithmetic correction, or B, insertion of documents such as bid security or tax clearance certificate which were not submitted at bid opening, and D, request for clarification in a manner not permitted under this Act. We are working with Auditor General, and they have recommended we sanction you under Section 92. So this case also goes to the Attorney General for prosecution. ECG, you are setting a record over here. You see, management response at the time of audit was, management responded that they would consider the recommendations to deal directly with foreign manufacturers. Does it take an auditor to come and tell you that, hey, do it this way, before you do it that way? Hey, I bet if you gave your money to somebody in your office, go and buy me a watch, you gave the person 20 cedis, and the person came back and said, I couldn't buy a watch because it was too expensive. You would sit down and ask the person, hey, how much was a fish? How much was the wole? How much was the egg? Before you give an additional money. But Abansika, $17 million. So you go to court. The next infraction is on paragraph 204. And Honorable Digaf Pato will take that one.
Thank you, Chair. MD, this infraction is about an abandoned renovation project that from September 25th, 2017 to May 2018, which is 8 months duration, that project should have been completed. A renovation work at Tema Regional Office, which was awarded to Premier Innovative Limited. And the total sum cost $1,453,555. And then $1,248,787 was the total amount accrued. And then out of this, 1,114,000 cedis were paid to the contractor. As at the time of the audit, the project has not been completed. And so the auditors recommended that you put expedite action to make sure that this project is completed for you. So I want to know, how far have you done with this? And number two, has the project been completed and put to proper use? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry to say that the project has not yet been completed. The project delayed essentially because they were working while we still needed the office. So it slowed down the work, and prices escalated, and the contractor couldn't do the work. We have repackaged the project, and we are about to award it to a contractor to complete.
Chair, if I heard him right, he told the committee that the project has been repackaged and then will be re-awarded to the same contractor or a different contractor. And after repackaging, how much was the cost as at now?
So we had a tender. We had a tender among 5 contractors to do it. So it was not the same contractor that won the project. But they could not be awarded before we came in, the new management came in. And we think that we should go by the Public Procurement Act to now do public procurement, competitive procurement, repackage it, and send. So we started that process. The estimated cost now is about 5.4 million Ghana cedis.
Chair, there's something. 1.4 million now to 5 point. I leave it to you.
Yeah, so the original contract was 1.4 million. You paid 1.1 out of it. And then they revised it to 2.4 million. And so it's now it's 5.4 million. But the work was 75% completed at that time.
Mr. Chair, when we went in, we realized that some of the work that had been done has deteriorated further. The building has deteriorated further. This was 6 years ago. And you're not using the facility, it deteriorates. So that's the tragedy.
What was the main reason for the contractor not completing it? What was the main reason? Or what is the real reason?
It's a combination of delays occasioned by, let me say, us, and also by the contractor. Us because we didn't hand over a free building to the contractor. And then prices also escalated, so the contractor couldn't complete the work at the price, at the current, the then price. So it's a combination of factors.
At the time of the contract, didn't you know that you had to leave the building alone for the contractor to do his work?
Yeah, if we were doing that today, we would not do the same thing. We will not do it the same way.
I'm sorry?
So if we are doing that work today, we will not do it the same way we did it 6 years ago.
So this time you kick everybody out of the building?
So what we've done is to move, right now, no one can use the building, so they are in the canteen.
Good.
Okay. So we need the building ASAP, and we will make provision for that, providing temporal containers for people to work while the building is free for the contractor to work.
Let me move to the next infraction, ACG. The next infraction is on paragraph 209, and Honorable Cletus will take care of that one.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, this infraction has to do with items purchased not accounted for to the tune of 4,544,503 Ghana cedis. Chairman, items were purchased in the following offices: Accra East, Accra West, Ashanti West, and Ashanti East, to the amount that I mentioned earlier. And these items could not be traced. We are talking these items including vehicles and Samsung tablets, 100 of them, to the amount I mentioned. ECG failed but failed to support the payment advice with store receipt advice. So you have the tables below. So what I want to ask is that can you confirm, because the auditors are saying that we could not ascertain the receipt, movement, and the usage of the items. This indicates lack of transparency for utilization of the funds and could lead to inventory mismanagement. So the question I want to ask is, where are these items? Where are these items? That's my first question. And they also demanded distribution lists. The auditors demanded distribution lists for the 100 tablets procured.
Chair, at the time of the audit, these items were not passed through our store system, but subsequent to that, the items were passed through the store system and necessary documents have been firmed up with it. Then as to where the materials are, in fact, the materials originally were delivered directly to the user units, and that's why we had the challenge. So the materials were delivered to the units or persons that were going to use it.
Let me, ECG, when we respond to infractions like this and the public are hearing, they will not take us serious. When we respond to infractions like this, you see, you procure items, and the items came to your unit, and they were not recorded. So who received the items? When you procure items, it ended up, it is the stores. It ends up at the stores. So if the stores have not received the item, where were the items sitting? So, and the items, you said the items were with your offices at the various units, and yet they were not in the hands of the stores. So where were these items at the time the audit was taking place? Where were the items? You see, you gave explanation, but I'm just worried that the public and all of us are not proud about the discussions around this platform. It's not good. Nobody will manage your own company like this. Nobody. All of us sitting here. Nobody will do that. So let's at least. So, Chairman, that's why the last time Honorable Montaka came here, he said that he wished that those who usually take these actions should be summoned, not my friend, the MD, who has just been appointed, and he's here answering all the questions. You know. So, Chairman, I'll leave it to you, but I'm not impressed about the responses, particularly what the auditors have captured. It's bad. Everybody, we all know procurement. When you procure items, it ends up at the stores. And the auditors can testify that they were not in the store ledgers. The items were there, but they were not in the store ledgers. It means there was something fishy. There's something fishy. Otherwise, every item procured ends up at the stores. Thank you. Chairman, I'll leave it to you. But it's unfortunate my friend is on the hot seat. The former MD should have been here.
Have those items been identified now?
Auditors can confirm or otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes, and the list has been provided to the auditors.
Yeah, I need to find out from the auditors if what you are telling us is okay. Auditors, could you confirm, please?
Yes, Honorable Chair. So subsequently, they provided the SRS and the distribution list to attest to the fact that these items were received and duly distributed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next infraction is on paragraph 215, and Honorable Frankie Ebo will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This borders on non-competitive procurement to the tune of 2 million Ghana cedis. So I'm sure this one to be added to the list that will be sent to the Attorney General. But my worry is that there seems to be some kind of outstanding misunderstanding between ECG and the auditors. ECG, the auditors are saying that ECG, you come under a public procurement authority, and for that matter, you are under the Public Procurement Act, Act 663 as amended. ECG is saying that they are not under PPA. So I just want to get understanding so that we will know, moving forward, we will know where we stand. So MD, what is the status now?
Mr. Chair, there has been a lot of legal discussions around ECG's compliance with the PPA Act, whether ECG is covered by the Act or not. There has been some Supreme Court decisions cited and other appeal court decisions cited to support the contention that ECG is not covered, but only to the extent that it's using public funds. People have raised the questions, what is public funds? When we collect tariff, is it public funds? The issue is we've passed that point because the minister and the board and management have all decided that we should use the Public Procurement Act. Unless there's a substantive decision, court decision on the ruling, we will comply with the Act. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the matter is settled for now. There's a test case. In the earlier answer you gave in respect of the abandoned project, you said that you are repackaging the project and award it to a contractor who can do the work. You mentioned that 5 contractors were invited. So did you use the Public Procurement Act in this particular procurement?
Mr. Chair, the Public Procurement Act allows for restrictive tendering, but you need to seek permission, approval to engage in restrictive tendering, and we did not. So we ruled that we did not comply, and that's why we have decided to re-tender the work.
What have you done so far in respect of the re-tendering? I just want to test what you said in respect of you complying with the Act. So if what you're doing now is in compliance with the PPA or the Public Procurement Act, Act 663, then we will know that you're complying. Then that will be, then the case is closed. So what actually are you doing in respect of repackaging this particular contract?
Mr. Chair, that tender was conducted and concluded in October 2024. The contract was not signed before we came in, and we decided we will not sign it. We've applied to the Public Procurement Authority. They will not give us any approval on anything yet until we receive the commitment authorization from the Finance Minister. We have applied for that through the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. They have forwarded that application to the ministry. We are waiting for authorization.
Well done, thank you. So finally, what was the content of the application you're seeking at PPA? Is it a restricted single source or what?
We have a number of requests that were sent to them. In this,
let's restrict ourselves to this particular one. Yeah, I'm interested in just this one, not
no, for this
the
particular
rest.
one, we haven't sent any request to them yet because the ones we sent earlier, they have told us they will not give us any approval until we have the procurement commitment authorization. So we've held on.
So in effect, the abandoned project remains abandoned for now?
For now, today, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
ECG, the recommendation is that sanctions under Section 92 of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663 as amended, should be applied to the officers involved. We also recommended that the management should always adhere to the provisions of the Procurement Act. And management's response was, yeah, we collect money from government, but hey, we are not, we are on our own. I'm adding this one to the Attorney General's cases. So, clerk, keep added to it, and auditors, note, they are going to meet the Attorney General. And all those people who were involved. Now, when it gets to Attorney General, make sure that you get the list of those who were involved, and they will make sure they get them. If they are Ghanaians, we will get them. If we've given them jobs before, we will get them. You can't create all this mess over here and then ask us to pay additional tariffs. No way. MD,
this internally generated manual, or the manual you've prepared internally, have you started using it or you haven't started?
It was approved last year by the board.
Board of ECG or PPA?
Sorry, ECG's board. Because at the time, the contention was that we were not covered by the Act. Now that we've decided to go by the Act, our manual is irrelevant because the only document the board of the authority recognizes is the Act. So the manual is no longer applicable.
Oh, so that's it. Thank you. That's it. That's fine. Thank you.
Chairman, I just want to reiterate the point that there is a lot of rots in ECG. And then, Managing Director and the Minister, what strategies or measures are you putting in place to curb this gargantuan rot and stealing and corruption at the ECG? It's becoming too much. And then one public interest question. Ghanaians want me to ask you, the ECG boss, some private citizens have written to ECG demanding that the lands and houses of some of the substations being relocated. Your substations need to be relocated, and these were substations at the cantonment, the Vanguard High in cantonment. What are you doing about that? Are you relocating? What are you doing to protect those land? And also, where is always Dumso in Keta Enclave and Denu area always? Because he doesn't like you. Every day, I have to be calling the minister. There is Keta Enclave and Denu always light off. What is happening?
Minister, is there a confirmation that Dumso is back? Is Dumso back? Please.
Absolutely not.
That's quite worrying. I mean, the people of Keta cannot cater in other places. Yes. That's quite interesting.
Honorable Chair, absolutely. Dumso, we don't have it. We don't even know what Dumso is now, as far as the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition is concerned. Keta Denu has some challenges. And one, they have some technical challenges with the lines, which the ministry has actually considered. It has to do with the network line to those areas. It is on the, I'm not very technical, is it a 69 kVA, whilst now we've improved it to 161. So in their case, even when an issue happens and you go and improve the system with whichever means, the next day you see that the problem has occurred again, because once the system is improved, consumption within the area also goes up. So we have noted it, and it's part of our programs or the project that we want to undertake within next year, where we are going to look at the transmission lines from for the Eastern Corridor, which is part of it. So for now, we are only doing some remedial works, but the major work will be done within next year.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, well, it is not in the new and his place, Keta only. Consistently for about 2 months now, and you name and it environs experience a lot of what you claim you haven't seen, the doom so. Consistently, every weekend when I go, I sleep in the dark.
So you send it there.
So, Minister, this is something that you should look at. We don't want to do politics with it. This is an issue that needs to be addressed. Just last weekend, over the weekend, I was there. I was there on Friday, and usually it happens around 10 p.m., and then you sleep in the dark till the next day. And it's not just Etiwa East constituency. It happens in Fantiakwa South. It happens in Etiwa West. So it is not an isolated case. It's quite a number of the constituencies in the Buakwa region, and I think you should look at that. We keep calling the Tafo substation because we are told that is where we belong to, and a part of it also is in Nkoko. But consistently, sometimes it's a 24-hour thing. And so I believe that as we've had the opportunity to meet ECG and the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, we should make our case to you to see how best you can solve this problem. You claim it's something you haven't seen. It is not the doomsaw you have seen, but we think that it is that, whatever you want to describe it. All we want is for you to see how best you can address this for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we have noted that all the areas that have those issues, ECG has taken notice. And Honorable Chair, you would agree with me. I think this one, once you have brought to my attention, just as the other one you brought to my attention, and I made sure it was fully resolved, this one too, we'll make sure that we'll resolve it.
I must state that it is true that the other time we're having some serious challenges with the electricity in our district's Etiwa East District office. And I drew your attention to it, and you fixed it for us. So I believe that just as I have drawn your attention to these things in these 3 or 4 Ebuakwa regions, you go ahead and do it again. A reset is changing everything, but I don't think that is what we are asking for. We are asking that you fix the problem. It's not about semantics, but it's about fixing the problem for us. You've done it before, and so I know you do it again. Thank you.
Yeah, Madam, just to let you know, it's not doomsaw, it's doomsie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. ECGMD, so with all the procurement issues that we saw from your end, I need this clarification, and it's for the purposes for this committee's report and also for the general public. Haptel and their mobilization office at your end, has it helped?
Thank you, Madam Chair. ECG has moved to cashless, and we will not go back. So the concept is a good one, and we should all support it. In fact, because of that, most customers today, in the comfort of their bedroom, 2 a.m., you can buy your power, okay? And we are not going back. And we are deepening that, moving, transforming our operations. We're implementing an ERP that, we've been talking about transparency. We are improving that. Internal transparency, the way we work, we're changing that. And it's because we are in the age of AI. We can use technology to improve how we work and to improve our accountability. So we're seriously pursuing that. So we are not going back to the old days. Okay.
Well, thank you for this honesty. And I asked because this is an indigenous Ghanaian IT firm doing excellently well in the market. And it's important that we try as much as possible to protect them. So once they are doing a good work, continue to refine what the services that they provide for you
so that we can protect our own. Thank you very much.
You haven't heard, I mean...
No, with transformer.
Okay,
with the, yes. But before then, with the Haptel issue, you know, the MD has indicated the concept is good. It is just the process in which they were put on, they were actually enrolled, which wasn't done right. But even with currently, their rates have been negotiated, and I think that if we should follow up with it, it will help us. Thank you.
So we can have something that is good for us, but we can also question the price. Okay. Thank you.
The question about moving a transformer. Yes.
The land. Sorry. Mr. Chair, my Director of Operations just confirmed that it has come to our notice, so we will work on it. But let me also say that demand in Ghana is growing, and especially in Accra. And we will need land and we need space to reinforce our network to supply every customer. We will need to put our equipment somewhere. So we need to work with the public, or we will need the public to work with us so we can provide reliable, consistent power to supply our industries and businesses. Okay.
ECG, you are discharged.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Oh, Madam, sir, hold on for a minute. There's another question that I missed.
Yeah, few months ago, there was this issue in circulation alleging that about 1,300 plus containers containing cables were missing or were detected missing from your outfit. How true is that issue?
Mr. Chair, I'm not sure that report is correct. Not from our outfit. I think the honorable member is referring to the report that the committee set up by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition could not trace a certain number of containers, 1,300, not from our outfit, but from the ports. Okay, I just want to clarify that. And subsequent to that report, we have worked with the port authorities and with national security and with the ministry, and we have traced all the containers. And we have also shared that report with the public that all the containers have been traced. I gave an analogy the last time, and I will try to do that again. That if I put 2,000 Ghana cedis on my wardrobe, and I go out, and I come back, and I find that it's only 1,000 that is there, I will say that I'm missing 1,000 Ghana cedis. But if my wife comes back home and said, oh, I took your money when I was going to the market, then I have found my 1,000 that I said was missing. So we couldn't trace the containers, and later we set up a committee and we found the containers. Okay, so we didn't say it was stolen. We couldn't trace them. Thank you.
So
just to add to it, I think this question, currently there's a committee that is ensuring the evacuation of all the identified containers. And I happen to chair that committee. So we are in the process of evacuating the identified containers. The truth is that where the containers were to be located, which the committee reported as cannot trace it, we've seen some of the containers, but at different terminals. So just as he said, if the container was to be at maybe, is it Aviance or, and it is seen in a different terminal, we can at this point say that you have it missing. It's been found, but initially, when it was reported, they were not being located. But now, because they have to do another audit with the support of the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority, currently we've been able to evacuate over 1,000 containers and its items, and we are still in the process of evacuating all of them. We are working with the Ministry of Finance, the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority, the National Security, the Police Service, and all other relevant agencies to make sure that those that we have, and then ECG itself, those that we've identified, we should be able to send them to a location where, at the end of the day, we are yet to come out. Officially, we'll come out and with a report when we are done with evacuation. Thank you.
Please, what measure are you putting in place to ensure that this doesn't reoccur?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the question was, why will we import things that we needed and the things arrive at the ports and we will not clear them? We have changed that. So every month we set money aside. We know the containers that we are expecting to arrive. We make provision when they arrive. Within the 14 days allowed, we take them out. That's what we're doing now. Every month, we don't have a lot of money, we're cash strapped, but it's cheaper for us to borrow money to clear the goods than leave them at the port. The demurrage is much higher than the interest we will pay. Thank you.
In addition, the ministry have also applied that ECG should only order for items that they need. In the past, we realized that there were over procurement, and some of the items that they procured at that point was not needed. So they also didn't see the need to immediately even evacuate them from the port. So now it is need-based. You only order for what you need. And with the Ministry of Finance, is a commitment authorization, I think that is also going to help to check the procurement processes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Minister, you and your team, you are discharged.
Thank you very much.
Now, we're calling Bui Power. Minister, you are not discharged. It's ECG. Okay. Now, Bui Power. Okay, Bui Power, have you taken the oath, please? Okay, Bui Power, could you introduce yourself to the committee, please? We are still live on television, so please.
I am Engineer Kowedua Kosam, the acting CEO of Bui Power Authority.
My name is Eric Sam. I'm the finance director.
My name is Franklin Nana Adai, head of legal.
I am Harrison Kweku Edifo, deputy director of finance.
My name is Victoria Tabika, head of internal audit.
Okay, Bui Power, we would start your infractions on paragraph 332. And Honorable Bauer will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bui Power, your infraction relates to overdue power generation bills. And the amount is frightening. 729,776,253 United States dollars. And the auditors noted that you supply power to ECG, and the amount that the ECG is supposed to pay the Bui Power Authority in terms of your receivables, consistently, every year they reduce the amount of money that they are supposed to pay. And per the agreement, they are required to pay bills to Bui Power, at least. And in 2020, for instance, they paid 57% of the invoice amount. They decreased this in 2021 to 34%. And then in 2022, they further came down to 23%. So it means that every year they were just coming down. And as of now, they owe you a total amount of 729.7 million US dollars. So the auditor's recommendation is that you should liaise with the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Energy and management of ECG to ensure that the payments are made to significantly reduce the long overdue receivables from ECG. Can you walk us through the actions that you've taken with respect to this recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Consistently, we've been engaging the Ministry of Energy and the Ministry of Finance, and also the cash waterfall mechanism team, those responsible for the cash waterfall mechanism. But as has been explained today, sometimes as an organization, you have little control over this. But the good news is that as we speak, cash waterfall collection has improved, such that this year we are recording an average of about 53%. So that is the situation today. So we hope that the economy will be good and we will keep receiving better receipts from ECG. So that's where we are. Thank you.
I keep wondering, ECG, they've left the seat. They should have been here to answer this question. I mean, because if per the cash waterfall mechanism, you are supposed, at least there's an arrangement that at least you are supposed to pay a certain percentage. And consistently every year you come down. Meanwhile, you are selling the power. So it's a problem. So for now, is there any arrangement that you have for this year they have paid? What of the arrears? The arrears are 729.7 USD. You know, how are you getting that money?
I think somewhere last year, an arrangement was made for the Ministry of Finance to pay for certain projects we undertook. And the idea is that in a later time, it will be offset against ECG's indebtedness to us. So a little bit has been done, but we still have that large arrears with them.
So far, the projects that you undertook, how much have you paid for out of this overdue receivables?
I'll let my Director of Finance come in here.
So far, the Ministry of Finance has paid a total of 450 million USD on our behalf. And this is not in connection to only projects. It is also in relation to some other loan obligations that we are not able to pay because of the reduction from ECG receipts.
Have you brought this to the attention of the auditors?
Yes, the auditors are perfectly aware of the payment that are made on our behalf by the Ministry of Finance.
Auditors, can you confirm this?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we can confirm that.
Chairman, I think that should be all for me. I think there is now it will be a little over 300 left.
All right, thank you. I bet when ECG was here, you heard what they've been using the money for on cash waterfall. The next infraction is on paragraph 341, and Honorable Shirley Chair will take care of that one.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This infraction is to do with the BPA school. So the auditors noted that you were not keeping a separate account for your school at your Bui generating site, and that all the monies were lumped up in your one account. They recommended that you set up a different account for ease of reconciliation and for the operation of the school. I would like to know if you've done this, and if so, when.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a board resolution that will be made in the next board meeting to give a resolution to the bank to go ahead with the accounts. So that is ongoing. That's the status.
I think this was done in 2023, right? This recommendation.
Yes, so it's been outstanding. But currently,
Yes.
it's been...
We are in 2025, November.
Yes.
Is there a reason why it's delayed till this time?
Honorable Chair, it actually went to the previous board, but they didn't have the opportunity to approve before they exited. So now it is the next board meeting. It will be tailored. It's part of the agenda, and then it will be approved.
So, Mr. Chair,
yes,
I would like to leave it in your hands as to the timelines you would give them to report back to the committee on the progress of this. Thank you.
Thank you. What you said was you were going to get permission from the board to open the account. Is that what you said?
Yes, previously, yes.
So you haven't opened the account?
That account has not been opened. But the new board, there's a resolution going to the new board to open the account.
What kind of resolution? Now, do you know they have to go to Control and Accountant General? Through Ministry of Finance. They get the account opened. Oh, you guys didn't know that?
Honorable Chair, the bank is saying that they need a board resolution before they can open the account.
It's Controller and Accountant General who will open the account for you.
Well noted, Honorable.
Because you can't just go and open the account. Otherwise, you open the account in your own name. But you need to go to Control and Accountant General. Because if the board gives you permission, you still can't set it up. Auditors will get you for it. Because you have to go through Control and Accountant General. Okay, let me reserve my comment. The next one is on... the next infraction is on paragraph 346. Penalty on default of buyer's credit loan of $846,785 US. We recommended that management should ensure funds are made available through budget allocation to honor the authority's loan obligations. Management response was management will continue to engage with the Ministry of Finance on this matter to ensure the outstanding loan obligations are settled. What has happened to this payment?
We still have outstanding obligations to be settled, and currently the loan is being restructured by the Ministry of Finance. And as cash waterfall improves, we have a budgetary allocation, but with the improvement of cash waterfall, we should be able to pay some of these outstanding loans per the newly structured loan.
This was supposed to have been done in May and November of 2023. And the loan is being restructured.
No. As of 2023, the loan had not been restructured. But it was difficult for Bui Power to pay because cash waterfall inflows wasn't too good for Bui Power. But the current situation is that Ministry of Finance is restructuring the loan, and Bui Power has also made a budgetary provision to pay the loan under the restructured loan.
What do you mean by they are restructuring the loan?
The loan payment was supposed to end in the year 2027. But as of, let's say, middle of this year, there was an outstanding of about 500 million. Yes, about 500 million plus, yes. So Exim Bank of China agreed with Ministry of Finance to extend it by another 15 years. But we are yet to get a feedback on the actual amount to be paid. But we have made a projection from the outstanding that we will set aside about $30 million every year to pay. But we are yet to get the actual amount that will be amortized for payment subsequently.
Now, Minister of Finance will have to bring it to Parliament.
Possibly so.
Anyway, that's not your issue. Okay. The next infraction is on paragraph 351, and Honorable Ahinkwa will take care of that one.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, this is about livelihood enhancement program. The Bui activities affected 816 people. And then per their act, they are supposed to settle those affected persons. And according to the auditors, 660 have been settled, and we're given some livelihood enhancement benefits. But out of that, they have 156 persons remaining that have not been sorted. So the auditors identified this and asked them to do the needful. But my question is, what informed that decision? 660 out of the 816 have been settled, and given all their packages in terms of enhancement, why the others?
Mr. Chairman, I'll let my Director Legal take that.
Mr. Chairman, this is a process. So it's a livelihood enhancement program. So it's a process that we are rolling out. So that was the first set of people, that's the project affected persons who were catered for. Just quite recently, we have rolled out another package. And we believe that, with time, we'll be able to cater for all the project affected persons under the LEAP program.
Have you faced some kind of agitations from those that have not been given?
Mr. Chairman, not really. We have a very strong community relations team that continuously interface with this project-affected person so that immediately there are any issues, they are able to bring it to the attention of management for resolution.
But in terms of settlement, they've all been settled.
Mr. Chairman, very, very well so. They've all been settled.
Then I think you have to speed up whatever that you are doing so that they will also have their share and then stay peacefully. Because relocating somebody from his comfort zone, no matter how dilapidated the structure he's inhabiting is, he feels comfortable. Once you move the person, it brings some kind of inconvenience and whatever. So I'll plead with you to speed up your actions so that they can also be sorted. Okay? Thank you.
Sir, when it comes to livelihood enhancement or people who have been displaced, that 156 people who are quiet, don't take them for granted. Because when they've seen other people get their packages and they haven't gotten theirs, I still pray that they'll have some patience, but don't take them for granted. Hurry up and give them what they have to get. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, madam. We are done now. Okay, Honorable Minister, we are done with Bui Power. Is Valco Trust Fund around? Any other people?
Valco Trust Fund is here.
Okay, so then they should come then. Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Mr. Chair, my name is Ajo Paribiama for Head of Administration.
I'm Sapon James. Mr. Chair, I'm Sapon James, Head of Accounts and Finance.
Mohammed Gazera Abubakar, Acting Executive Director of Valco Trust Fund.
Thank you very much for coming. Your infraction starts on paragraph 280, and Honorable Hetoja will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this has to do with unremitted taxes to the tune of 142,400. The details have been outlined here. But when the auditors contacted management, the accountant explained that the projects were ongoing and management decided to use the unremitted withholding taxes of 142,399.92 to support the payment of the projects. But the auditors didn't take it kindly with you. So they recommended that you must make sure that money was paid to GRA and evidence of payment shown accordingly. Have you done that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. A total of 85,399 Ghana cedis has been paid. And there are plans underway. By the end of the year, the fund will complete the payment of that.
Auditors, is it true that they've made such a payment?
Honorable Chair, per our last verification, they had paid 36,998.26 with a remaining balance of 105,001 cedis .74.
Mr. Chief Executive. Mr. Chief Executive.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Have you seen where the problem is? You indicated that you paid 85,000, but the auditors are saying that you paid only 36,000, left with over 100,000 to pay.
Yes.
Are you in line with the auditors, or you still maintain that you paid such a money?
We have the receipts here that will be tendered into the auditors for confirmation.
Do you still have the receipt with you now, as we speak?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Does it mean that you made an earlier payment of 36,000 and after that you did others?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What prevented you from issuing that receipt or giving that receipt to the auditors in the first place?
As at the time, that payment was not made, but later, July this year, we started making the subsequent payments to make up to this 80.
So my question is, in the past, the payment was not made. Agreed. Now that you have made the effort, why haven't you handed over the receipt to the auditors as demanded?
Mr. Chair, it is something that was inherited, and based on the auditor's advice, that was when we took these plans to clear this payment. And we were not able to tender it to the auditors before coming to this committee. And with the permission of the committee and Mr. Chairman, we'll do that after this meeting.
Oh, so it means that you don't have it here?
I have the receipts here, but because we are in process of...
Once you have it, give it to them straight away. Do that to confirm that you have paid 85,000. Mr. Chairman, they are in the process of tendering the receipt in evidence.
You are the chief executive, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, you can decide on when you want to pay the unremitted taxes. You have 15 days. Do you get paid through consolidated funds?
No, Mr. Chairman.
So those of us who get paid through consolidated funds, we need to wait till December for you to pay before we get paid. No, sir. You have 15 days to pay the rest of the amount. The next infraction is on...
Noted, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The next infraction is on paragraph 2A6, and Honorable Shirley Chair will take care of that.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This is to do with the outstanding staff indebtedness to the tune of 52,497. So 6 employees of the fund owe you guys 52,496. When the auditors raised this, and this dates back to 2021, and let's just keep in mind that this is a 2023 report. So what I know is there should have been a way of these employees paying that amount that they owe the fund within a year. But as of 2023, they had not paid. What is alarming is the management response that you gave. You gave a response that in the case of Josephine McLomote and John Oforimante, they were awaiting judgment with the National Labor Commission with regards to their redundancy, and then deductions will be made from that. The next is Evans Kankam, who is apparently currently standing trial at the Accra Circuit Court for a crime of stealing and forgery of signature. And the fund shall recover the amount. I don't know how we got this, this was undetected. I don't know what due diligence you did for someone to be forging people's signatures. I would like you to throw more light on these. And finally, Dorothy Etuamensa is also suing you guys for unfair dismissal, so you are unable to recover the fund. With these 4 people, you've left out Elizabeth Simpson, who is owing you 22,000. She's owing the most. Management didn't comment on her indebtedness. Neither did management comment on Maxwell Boabin's indebtedness of over 9,000 Ghana cedis. Can you please tell the committee the responses that you gave with regards to the 4 employees? Can you give us an update on it? And the 2 that you didn't respond on, can you inform the committee on what you've done about them? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Concerning the employees, Josephine Makilomote and Joseph Mante, upon the resolution from the National Labour Commission, the amount was withheld when their benefit. The amount was withheld when we were paying their redundancy package. So that one, Josephine Makilomote and Joseph Oforimante, John Oforimante, sorry, amount has been paid. Concerning Mr. Boabin, it was a system error. When he was going on retirement, the amount was withheld from his provident fund, but the amount wasn't captured when they were doing the entries. So upon revisiting his redundancy package payment schedule, we found it out that the amount was withheld. So we have done the rightful deductions. But upon the 3 employees, their case is still pending, so decision hasn't been taken over them. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
When you say the amount has been returned, what have you informed the auditors?
Mr. Chair, no. So you ask your indulgence to tender it in evidence. Thank you.
And the other 2, you said you've deducted the full amount for them. Are the auditors aware?
Mr. Chair, no. So that one to also be tendered in evidence for them.
So I asked a question about what due diligence you did with Evans Kankam for him to have been forging signatures and stuff before his employment. I mean, can you throw more light on how we got ourselves into this?
Mr. Chair, Evans Kankam was employed by the previous ED, and I think that issue was also committed under the same leadership, and he was the very person that reported the case to court. I can't really tell the due diligence that was done before Evans Kankam was employed, but currently we are following the case keenly at the court to see whatever the ruling will be.
Elizabeth Simpson, you didn't comment on her. You still haven't given me any response with regards to her 22,000 indebtedness.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Concerning Elizabeth Simpson, upon the drawing of our attention from the auditors, we wrote to her for her to confirm that what they are saying was true. Upon the feedback we received from her, it means that there has been some conflicting issues, because he is indicating that at the time he was going on retirement, he has already settled the amount, the amount in question. So upon the computation of the provident and other benefits, she showed up. It was true that such provisions wasn't made when they were doing the payment. So we are still going through records to find out that whether it's a system error, she paid and it wasn't deducted, or whether what she is saying is true. So we are on it.
This dates back 2021. This is a 2023 auditor's report. We are in 2025. So how much longer do you guys need to bring closure to this?
Mr. Chair, I can assure the committee that before the before the end of the year, we'll be able to conclude on this.
Honorable Chair,
with regards to the fraud and then the falsification of signatures. Those involved, we've been made to know that their issue is pending before court. And here the auditors are saying the monies involved should be recouped. So in case they comply and then pay the monies, what will happen to the issues that are before court?
Now, the case is between the state and the individuals. So it is the state that will determine whatever the case will end.
Okay, Minister. Now, finally, you are discharged. And the fund is also discharged. Thank you very much for appearing before us.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. We thank you.
Honorable Minister, on behalf of the committee and its members and the Secretariat, we are very, very grateful to you for attending upon us. I mean, it's been a long journey with us today, but thank you for sitting through to the end. And we hope that all the commitments that the various public boards and institutions made here will be carried through to the end, so that at least we can get value for money and also the efficient utilization of our public finances. So thank you very much, Minister. Members, tomorrow we have Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Under that, you have GIADEC and the Office of the Administrator of Two Lands and Forestry Commission, Lands Commission, and Minerals Commission. We also have Ministry of Food and Agric. Under Ministry of Food and Agric, we have Ghana Cocoa Board, Grains and Legumes Development Board, the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority. We have Ministry of Finance. Under that, it's SIGA, Minerals Income Investment Fund, NDPC, National Insurance Commission, Venture Capital, National Lottery Authority, GIF, Internal Audit Agency, FIC, and FIC, yes. And we also have Ministry of Roads and Highways, Ministry of Transport. And the Ministry of Transport, we have Ghana Airports, Ghana Shippers Council, Ghana Shippers Authority, Ghana Maritime Authority, Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, Airports Clinic Ghana, Aviation Social Center, and Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and the PSC Tema Shipyard. We also have the Ministry of Defense. Under that, we have Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training. We also have these two boards under Ministry of Transport, which is the Volta Lake Transport Company and Ghana Railway Development Authority. So on this note, we'd like to bring our meeting to an end, and thank you so much, the auditors, the Secretariat, and members of the Public Accounts Committee. Thank you. Obviously, the media, without you, people can't see and appreciate what we do. So thank you so much. We are in this with you.
Made it 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of rhythm, culture, and pure Ghanaian energy. Inchin Band is back! And this time, it's bigger, louder, and more electrifying than ever. It's the Inchin Experience, the Avivi edition. happening live on the 14th of November 2025 at the National Theatre. Showtime 8 o'clock p.m. sharp. Featuring Lucky Mesa, Famiye, Na Ajaman, AEC, Lexi the Comic, Kwame Bringer, and TM Music. It's going to be a night of unforgettable music, laughter, and culture, all on one stage. Tickets going for 150 Ghana cedis. You can dial *920*126*2# to grab your tickets now. For more enquiries or information, call 0503-127-463 or 0541-690-409. This year's concert is mainly powered by FVV Foods, Ghana's fastest growing food brand, championing local produce and authentic homegrown flavors. Proudly sponsored by Center Point Mall, Verna Water, Boat, Zomo. Media partners. Don't be left out of this year's amazing experience. Come and let's have fun together. In Chinchim Experience, Ghana's rhythm, our legacy. In Chinchim Experience, feel the music.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umarusanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you are in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umarusanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Is about scent. We're celebrating scent. We're immersing ourselves in scent. We're loving scent, and we're embracing it for all that it is, for the magic that it brings to our lives. We're going to make some pounded yam, some poundo as they call it, with egusi. My guest, we call her Susu. Online, she's known by the tagline or by the moniker Shades of Susu, and we're so happy to have her. Hi. And look at you. I keep forgetting the name. Bomo. Bomo. Okay, Bomo. Which is willing in Ghanaian parlance. Nobody, you see, it's stew. How do you eat soup in a plate, people?
It's not stew. You call it stew?
You're saying it's soup, but we're eating soup in a plate.
It's egusi soup.
A Nigerian soup.
What's cooking?
Oh my goodness.
Omo Naija in the house.
Omo Naija in the house. Hi, Uncle Jimmy.
Moi, je suis le Tester General.
Tester General. Bonjour. She said bonjour.
Bonjour.
His French is finished though.
What's Cooking is brought to you by Tasty Tom and Lily Rice. This November, something amazing is coming to Accra. Are you a farmer with fresh produce? Are you into fish farming, poultry or livestock? Then get ready for the November edition of the AgriFair 2025. Yes, AgriFair 2025. It's happening on Friday the 28th to Sunday the 30th of November. It's happening at the A4 Southern Children's Park, and it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's the ultimate weekend marketplace. From fruits and vegetables to poultry, livestock and fish to agri-inputs and processing machinery. all at unbeatable farm gate prices. Whether you're selling or buying, this is your chance to connect, trade, and grow. Enjoy the freshest farm produce, sizzling kebabs, and a vibrant marketplace atmosphere all in one space. Register now and secure your spot. Call 0558-973-973 for more information. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM.